Alright.
Why ask questions when you can just obey?
We know why we're here. Let's get to it. Defend objective
Alright. So, starting up the map, kind of like how I like to break down the map. I like to break down this map in basically 2 chokes. Okay? Or basically 2 rotations, right? One, this is kind of early and we're kind of poking like as you're coming out of spawn. This kind of poke like this, how we're going to play Sigma. We can play up here, right? Kind of hugging these corners on these sides and poke them out. And then obviously our last resort, kind of on point fight, is going to be over here. So kind of like 3 stages we fight. Early, like mid fight, late fight if we're kind of losing, right? Or if they take height or whatever. Especially with our comp, if we had like a Mei, we can kind of hold close, or if we had a certain comp that allows us to hold close, or like even like a poke comp that we're trying to hold up close, like Orisa, we do something like that. But with the comp we have, it's going to be kind of, it's like a weird mix of like kind of poke and like a weird brawl with Rein, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a lot of rotating up and down. Key things to watch out for, obviously we know that there's a ball, and then that is all we see right now in this match. So we see a ball, Widow looking for early picks, and some poke, and then D.Va. So it's like dive poke. See what happens here. So one thing with shielding, when you pop up your shield like this, I want you to try to shield just straight in front of you, like kind of on this angle, right? Don't overexert the shield, because these guys, like a lot of their team, doesn't have anything to shoot at, and they're kind of just free shooting at your shield, right? So you're kind of just giving them something to shoot at for free. Number 2, I want you to play your cooldowns in a couple different ways. Number 1, when you have HP, you don't shield. You kind of use your HP until your temp shield's down, and then you put up your shield, right? And then by the time your shield's broken, you drop your shield, and then you have your temp HP back because your support set you back up, and you rinse and repeat that process. So it's tank with HP, shield, tank with HP, shield, and rinse and repeat. Second thing is with Grasp. Grasp is a great tool on a lot of maps. For example, when you're playing Sigma on Circle Royale, it is your only real way to close gaps and close space once you've earned the space, without taking a lot of free poke damage from things like Hanzo's, Widows, Ashes, whatever. Okay. So for example, let's say we are kiting, and we are going backwards. Let's say they push out, and we no longer can hold the space. We will grasp from this angle to this angle, and that is how we safely retreat, basically, without burning all of our cooldowns. Because if we burn all of our cooldowns, we will then be out of cycle, and we will have to wait a long period of time to be able to basically sustain and be safe again, right? Which will cause kind of a disaster. On tank, especially on characters that are like basically, we'll call them like anchors, right? Less of like the Zarya, Junker Queen, but more like Orisa, Sigma. We heavily rely on our cooldowns. For example, Orisa with no diamond form and no spin is basically a punching bag for free, right? As you know, right? Monkey without a jump, right? Kind of a punching bag for free. So every tank kind of has important cooldowns that we need to manage. In Sigma, the number 1 are going to be your HP and your shield alternating, and then when you're kiting back, your kinetic grasp. For the last option of your kit, because you're playing against a ball in D.Va, you're going to be looking to rock anytime the ball pal drives. The reason why we're looking to rock every time they pal drive is because it puts them out of basically, one, it's a CC. So if they come in the backline here and they pal drive right now, you will CC them, and it gives a lot of opportunity for your team to start dealing damage and picking them up, right? The main thing is, as you're looking to rock them when they slam down, not when they're going for the slam. It just makes it a little bit easier to line it up, right? That is great. So D.Va, ball are going to be your main targets here. This is what I'm talking about, the accretion. When we have full shield up, 650, there is no reason to use your grasp here at all. And there is no real damage for us to absorb. The entire time we can just keep doing poke damage, and once we start taking damage, then we put up our shield and repeat that process, right? It's good. It's good. Good shield use. Good placements. One thing I do not want to see you do is give up all this space with the ball. You can still peel from the ball from this corner. If ball slams on your Weaver, you can very much so easily look at this Weaver and rock the ball. And then you're right back to fighting again. Right, and from this range, you're kind of in an optimal range to deal damage, because if you're throwing rocks from this range, the big AoE of your auto attacks will explode, and then it makes it a lot easier to hit your shots instead of hitting directs as well.
I mean, I was moving back because of my DPS is playing the other angle, you know, so that I can see there if he's gonna slam on them.
That's fair, but your DPS are also going to be Freya, and then your Bastion's dead. The Freya can very much so easily get out and help with your supports. Your team's targets is going to be basically Lifeweaver is what their ball is going to be looking at, or anyone low HP. So everyone should be able to get to your team for a peel, and you shouldn't have a problem, because giving all this space kind of allows their team to kind of free walk in, and then also, while doing that, it kind of isolates your Rein a little bit, and your Rein's left alone to fight 5 guys in front of him, right? Or 4 guys in front of him right now, if that makes sense. So this is just a lot of space given for ball, and we're kind of giving him what the ball wants, right? And again, the ball's also on main right now, so. Like I said, rock, as soon as you see his animation go for the pal drive, that is when you're looking for your rock. It's very easy to hit once you get that timing down, but you just got to get in the habit of doing so. Now, because we've S-keyed back and we've given that space and we just isolated our Reinhardt, now their team gets to control, and we move on to the second phase of the defense. Right, so again, like I remember I mentioned, the second phase of the defense is kind of like this line, right? We're fighting here and in this open space, which is a little bit better for their ball, and it's a little bit worse for us, right? Because they have an Ash Widow, and we're giving them now high ground for free. Right, we're giving them a lot of options to play from versus stuffing them in this choke, and they can play from here, they can play from up here, right? The Widow can play from up here, or they can play back like this, right? Now we're giving them more options, and now we're giving them easy access to our supports. Our supports had very much so a safe, ability to heal us from where they were. Very much so safe. They can hug these corners, they can play these corners. Now they have to play farther back, which then if their tanks also start to pressure and jump our supports, their ball now very much so easily can dive in the sights of the Widow. So if I'm the enemy ball, and if this ball enemy ball is good, the Widow is basically going to take a long LOS angle, right? And then the ball's going to slam back line, and then the Widow's going to look to shoot at what the ball shoots at. Right, so we're giving them kind of what they want, which is why controlling the space for as long as possible is ideal. Right? 1, it gives us more time to build ults, right, to get our ult economy up. 2, it is safer for us to play forward, because they don't have, because of the comp they're on. Right, so we talked about the grass. You kind of see what I'm talking about with the grass, right? How the grass, we're getting HP back, but rotational tool. Yeah, we need to build in the space for sure. Also, when we're going for rocks in general, the reason why I specify going for them on pallet drive and when the D.Va engages is because they become killable. If we're trying to pallet drive them as they're escaping, like for example this rock here when they were running away, or this rock here, it doesn't do much outside of, a half second or a second of them just being on the ground, and then they're back to their rotation. It's not changing much. Right? That damage is not going to kill them. They can go to get a health pack, or they can get healed up. It's nothing for a ball to take that much damage. And And even if you took that damage, you can still very much so safely engage with that HP that he had. So that is why I want you to save these cooldowns every time for your grasp, when you are rotating, or when you're taking a lot of damage and you don't have HP or your shield. And your rock, anytime their Diva or their ball engages in Slam's backline, or if a supporter squishes in your face. Right? That is how you want to play these cooldowns for that matchup.
Actuating the barrier.
And now you kind of see what I'm talking about, how we're throwing our rocks, right? And how it's really hard to hit a ball going like that fast, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of see how our HP is fluctuating really bad here. So what can we do? What can we do to avoid that from happening? What do we need to do differently earlier before our life control was forced out? How can we adjust our cooldowns better to live that? To not be on 200 HP, basically.
If you mean this last situation, I believe I used my kinetic grasp to trigger happily.
Yep.
I could have saved it for this situation. There was no reason to use it on a ball since he was looking for Slam, not to shoot me.
Yep. The big thing that I'm going to say here is if you look, if we go a little bit more forward, we're at 214 HP. We decide to grasp, again, when we're not rotating anywhere, right? And again, that's okay to use grasp when we don't need to rotate, especially when we're trying to hold a point or hold a position. That's also okay, right? So it is not only used as a rotational tool, it's just a great rotational tool. It's a safe rotational tool, right? Because there is no HP bar on that. They can dump a mag of Bastion into you, and as long as that's up, you're safe, right? And it's all feeding you back in return. However, what you can do differently here is plop your shield, hug the hard cover, and look to zone the squishy here, right? Or look to poke at the ball who came out right earlier, or who just came in for a slam, stuff like that. And from this distance and holding this choke, you're now starting to play your optimal range to where it's easier for you to hit shots. So anytime this Ashe swings, you're poking her out, and then now she's gonna have to jiggle peek this corner, right? And then you keep spamming her out, right? On top of target priority, the easiest thing that I would say for you, obviously you know exactly what you need to do for Ball and Diva, right? You know that is something you can turn to quickly, rock them, move on. In terms of looking at targets, just look at any isolated target that is in basically your optimal range. The optimal range is what I would say right around here, okay? Because it is easiest to hit your shots, and you will, if you hit more shots, you're gonna end up, most likely killing the target, right? Just hitting direct is kind of difficult. And again, right, our HP dropped to about 90, and we still have full shield left.
Yeah.
And then because of that, we have to give a fuck ton of space. And it also forces an ult. Ult economy is obviously extremely important in this game. As you know, it's obviously hard to dictate what our ranked teammates do, but yeah. Still full shield. We're looking shield here. Because this Widow is in your optimal range, if we go back here, I want you to start pressuring her out earlier. A lot of times, once this ball's forced out, I don't want you to keep looking for the ball to try to kill him. We're gonna be able to kill him unless, if he's 1 HP here, we look at the ball now. But as soon as the ball is out, adjust targets and start poking at the Widow on height. Why would we poke at the Widow on height here versus anyone else?
Because she's directly in my LOS.
And
also, everybody else is like further. As you said, she is in my sort of optimal range.
Yep.
And I'm still kind of like in sync with my teammates, right? If I woke up a little to just for the range on Widow.
Yes.
I'm still kind of playing, and also I am pushing her from that high ground and reclaiming the space, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say reclaiming the space, but you're forcing her off that angle, which is very important, right? Why is this angle very important for us to deny?
Because she has pretty much free shots here.
Exactly. So a lot of what we're going to be looking to do on Sigma is we're not just looking for targets who are in our optimal range, we're also trying to identify threats. This Widow right now is our biggest threat because one, she has ulti up, 2, she can see our entire backline. She can see Weaver. She can see our Ana in the backline. She can see Bastion. She can see you. She can see everyone, right? So she has free shots. So she is 100% right now the threat, and we need to handle the threat. Force her off this angle, or even possibly kill her. If our teammates start shooting at her, you know, she's 250 HP, she's wide swinging, right? It's very possible we can kill her, right? And then as soon as we force off the angle, maybe the ball comes back in, we slam the ball, we kill the ball, whatever, right? And we rinse and repeat this. Identify who is the threat, you know, like for example, it can be a Genji blading, right? Or it can be kind of anything, right? Like anything that poses basically a win condition or a kill, has kill potential on our team is a threat. And same goes for us, right? We don't just want to basically go for threats, but when there is no threats for us and there's nothing like immediate we need to respond to, for example, this is an immediate response because, like you said, she has free shots, right? Then that is the downtime when we start looking for our kills and our picks. So, for an example, if we had no threats on the board, right? Maybe we can walk up. We can, kind of. This is not the great example, right? Because we're in the middle of handling something, right? But if we have no threats on the board, then we can pressure the Illari, the Ashe, maybe anything like that, and then we can start looking for our picks, right? It's just that right now, because we gave up so much space early, we don't really have the luxury of necessarily looking for other targets outside of this, and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I want to talk on our next topic. Alright. So, this topic, I'm going to do my best to explain. Against the enemy team comp, it's going to be a little bit confusing, but hopefully you'll get it. Alright. The way that I like to explain this is in a matchup. Alright. Let's say we're playing against a Rush comp. Alright, we're playing Rush v Rush. Alright. When the enemy Junker Queen shouts first, they're looking to engage, right? It's their turn to engage. When they burn their cooldowns off, they're looking to engage, right? And then your response is to use your defensive cooldowns to survive, kite it, and then it is your turn to engage. So then you speed onto them. Then your Junker Queen will shout onto them, and then look to exchange after you played second, right? The enemy team goes first, you play second, and sometimes we're going first, and then we have to then go defensively. So, like I've explained this to you before, is that this game is kind of a tug of war, right? One team will engage first, will use their cooldowns, and then they will have to key out and give, or hold the position that they've claimed. And then it's your job to retake and then, take your turn in the fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, on tank, when you burn all these cooldowns, you have to start S-keying. When you're looking to kind of engage, and when you're using so many cooldowns to live, survive, once you burn them all, you have to disengage, right? Which is what we're doing a lot on Sigma, which makes it really hard to control and reclaim that space because we never have any cooldowns to walk or to look for something, and we never have any cooldowns to do anything outside of just sustaining, right? So that is why I'm kind of really hounding on that chill usage and the kinetic the grasp usage and the rock usage, right? Because those are all very important cooldowns for us living and surviving what they are going to engage us with, and then using them to take the space and then look to create picks with them, right? A great example of this also is like Orisa. Orisa, in a Orisa v Orisa duel, right? Kind of whoever diamonds first is kind of the one who's going to die or is going to lose that exchange, right? And a lot of the times on tank, the exchanges that you're taking aren't necessarily always for kills or space. It can be kind of either, right? Or they could just be HP exchanges or something like this, right? But again, in a game like Overwatch, HP exchanges aren't really that important, right? But you kind of get the idea. And that as a result right there, obviously they bobbed and they used Illari all towards the end of the fight. But the first initial pick that we lost there was because their DPS had free angles and we were not able to push them off or reclaim any of that space. Good rock. Great. Okay, now let's choose where do we defend here. So we want to defend close, okay. I'm not going to necessarily critique where we're choosing to defend. I'm only my main focus right now is looking at cooldown usage and kind of identifying threats, target party, something like that. Right.
Withdrawing the barrier.
All right, so what I want to see you do more of is I want to see you holding more corners, and everything that you're doing from this angle you can be doing from this angle. For example, killing the ball, killing the Illari who is in our backline, right? Doing crazy stuff. You can do all this from this angle. And when they force you out, right? Again, if they're playing like a Reinhardt or something like that, then you might want to play a different angle, right? But if they force you out, then you just grasp and walk back, right? And then from here, you can just play your shield right in this little corner right here, and you can just spam poke. You can spam their backline right here. You can do a lot of things. But I want to see you hold more of angles, and if also for this point, like you're playing here, when you can just sit here, and that closes off this angle, right? So that gives us, one, we're taking less damage. That means we can, we don't have to burn any cooldowns until we need to burn cooldowns. So once they go all in with their abilities, we can burn our cooldowns, play defensively, and then start making plays. Or we can choose to go in first. Again, Sigma isn't necessarily a character that can choose to go in first, right? But let's say let's say we rush in. Again, it doesn't have to be off of us, but let's say our team rushes in and we're looking for a shatter play, or we just we Kiri rush in and then we follow up with our Rein, and then we can go first, right? And then we use our cooldowns to kite out. So it's not necessarily about us, but you know what I'm saying, right? So the enemy team chooses to engage first here. We choose to respawn, and now this is our opening. This is our turn to basically go ham and fuck them here. But again, just because you're on Sigma doesn't mean your team will not go first. That is, by all means, do not think I'm saying that. Because you very much still have a Rein, you have a Kiri, you have options here. You always have options. Ult economy is what a lot of places do. So I'm not a fan of chasing this, because if we're going to look, we're going to collect Vankar. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, if I didn't chase that, we would get fucked to the back. Because nobody else will.
If you're playing this angle and you're sitting right here, boom, you see the Widow speaking, push her out, like auto attack a couple times, and this Widow has no healing. She's completely isolated from this angle, is she not?
Yeah.
So she's gonna have to run for healing, right? Or go this way, go for the wasn't there? I thought there used to be a health pack up here. I'm not gonna lie to you, but there's not. She's gonna have to run for healing, and look how isolated she is. There's no health pack on high ground. There, she can drop, right? But if she drops, then you can just kill her. And then if she peeks in this angle, right, and then she you don't kill her, she has to walk a very far away to go get healing. Or if she chooses to re-peek, then you just kill her. So sitting right here in this angle, forcing her out is all you need to do, not chase her.
Okay.
Because chases her. This makes the game a 5v5, but instead of if you just poke her out, it's now at 65 for a couple seconds until she's back, and you keep doing the same thing, rinse and repeat. Yeah. Yeah. So you get the idea. Next thing with this shatter, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I want to talk about your target priority here. You look for ball. I always want you to look for squishies in this situation. The easiest target right now for you to kill is number 6 here on the ground, so that is going to be the Illari. So just look at the Illari, confirm the Illari kill. And then after you kill Illari, then you can look at Juno, so she's in your optimal range. And she's kind of very much in the open.
Hold it together.
But like you see watching this back, how us holding space with all of our cooldowns being burnt, right? Outside of our shield, we're struggling really bad to basically survive the front line a lot. A lot of times we're taking a lot of damage, and the best way to address this is hard cover and cooldown adjustment. That's why I'm focusing on that so hard.
Yeah.
So with this ult coming up, I definitely wanted to see you go a little bit more aggressive here. You know, like, I want to see you take, like, an angle like this, because you have the tree with you, right? And start poking at their backline. AKA this. You don't have an angle for that, but, you know, if this person's swung out, right? I want to see you play more aggressive. I don't see you taking your turns enough. And this, for example, would have been yours. And now because they Juno ult, we'll talk about that in a minute, but because they Juno ult, then we'll be backing off, right? Because now that they have the better ult, and now that they're going to be walking into us, essentially. So yeah. So those small windows is something that I definitely wanted to see us do. So we see the D.Va bomb come out. What we do here is, I'm just going to watch from top-down POV. So we kind of panicked. Just instantly what I want you to do is when you're keying back and you see a D.Va bomb like that, when it's this short of a range, just S-key straight back to your team and then shield it off. You know, we ended up kind of walking to the bomb because we didn't know where it goes, but we saw it coming from this angle. We saw it coming over the top, so it's going to hit the wall, right? So we just need to key backwards and then shield it off for our team, right? Yeah. At the bare minimum, if you can't shield it off for your team, just shield it off for yourself and just put a shield right in front of you and you're good. So, it happens. All good. See how great of a grasp that was. We're trying to take space, and we grasp in. I fast forwarded on accident there. Look! I want you to generally look how good of a grasp this is. Right? We grasp in. We gain 200 HP. So we have a metric function of HP. Use your HP, then shield. Right? You don't need to use it right now. This was great. Yeah. Look at that. Like, that's so much free HP that we just gained, and we still have all our HP. We have full shield, right? And now we're contesting. You know, we're trying to look for a play here, right? We almost have ult, so that was great. That is kind of how we use our grasp. You know exactly what I want to say about the rock. So now we tried to come in. We burned important cooldowns to try to make something happen. Right, they bob, hold the corner. Great. They're trying to block. Good trying the rock here. And then now we just need to be keying out, going for a reset. Our team's dead.
Hunting them down.
Actually, fight's winnable here. My bad. I thought we lost. Okay, never mind. We still have 5 players up. I lied to you. I thought we lost to you guys.
Thank you.
So we need to be doing situations like these more, especially against their comp. Playing hardcover also can be playing around cart. You can just be sitting right here and doing all this spam that you're doing right now, very much so safely, and just be spamming around cart, and that way you're contesting cart. From the angle you're playing here, you're giving them basically free access to this choke. Right, but if we play right here, and we dance between Kari and this side, right, and we're still in LOS of our healers, we have better vision, we have a better angle to deal damage, and we're contesting and stopping the car from moving. Our goal right now with playing this cart is to basically stop it from being a one-fight territory fight to where they only need to win one fight to close it out, versus 2 or 1 in a string of, like, you know, a stall basically.
specialized.
I want to see you holding this W key a lot more when your Rein's going in. Following up with him and playing kind of around him would be great to see from you. Like, a lot of times your Rein is going balls deep swinging. He's doing good. Like, he's creating space. He's dealing good damage. Like, these guys are definitely killable here. And you're kind of still playing very passive, very timid on the back line. I really would love to see you to start holding this W key. And I don't, when I say hold the W key and play more aggressive, I don't mean swing, like hard swing. Yeah. I just mean walking up so you can follow up, right? From right here, we're so passive, we can't really see much. We can see the demon in front of us, which is good. But, you know, playing this corner, right? And again, if you start taking damage, we can come right back to the corner, right? Or if we're starting to get kills, then we can walk up, right? It's just choose. We you know, that way we have options. Right now, we have one option, it's to shoot the D.Va. And the D.Va's gone. And then we're still kind of playing passive, right? And then our team's ulting. After kind of a team engagement, look to kind of clean up everyone on the back line, right? You kind of instantly ran forward here, and this is great. Just don't advance too far forward here because we're kind of in their spawn, right? So you could have done all this from right here. You could have killed this Ashe from literally right in this angle. Yeah. Also, when you're in smaller engagements, like smaller skirmishes with other players or you know, other characters that are just, like, you know, not 6 players in front of you, basically, don't forget to shield. Shielding is also very important regardless of how many guys are in front of you or not. Throw up your shields as soon as you get low, and then you can kind of bubble dance, but like shield dance, like kind of like you do with Monkey if somebody's on top of you. And then we actually die if we're walking too far up, which is kind of my point here. We could have done all of that and confirmed that kill from the exact angle we were playing from. And because we died there, that's ultimately going to help the enemy team snowball and reclaim all of this space. So yeah.
The answer remains nebulous. Was there a miscalculation?
Score 0-3. Switching sides.
All right. So, do you have any questions so far about that first half?
I don't think I do.
Okay. How do you feel about what I'm talking about?
The delta M of a given ray Q is a.
Would you elaborate? What do you mean exactly?
Like everything I'm saying is making sense to you. Do you want me to touch on any other team fights more, anything like that?
No, so far I feel like you are completely on point with everything.
Okay.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
job putting up shields when you get low HP.
You serve your
Good.
emperor well.
Okay, so I have no problem with that grasp there, as long as you're trying to take the space, right? Don't just grasp with HP. Again, I want you to grasp for the space. So if you want to grasp here and get aggressive and go with your Reinhardt, that is completely okay. Like, Sigma can definitely brawl. Like, it's kind of a common misconception that, like, Sigma can't get aggressive. He 100% can. So if you want to swing this corner with grasp, there's not much looking at you. It's just a Sarissa, right? You want to force this Sarissa, swing with grasp, walk in her face, bait out golden form, or if she doesn't have golden form, rock her, right? And then just sit there and fucking brawl with the bitch. And then we get low HP. You know, you also have 650 HP right now, plus a full shield, and your whole team backing you up, and your Reinhardt with you. You're okay to swing this guy. Like, swing this corner and hard find him. Just like that. But as soon as you get that space, take it. Don't keep back to the next corner. And now you're gonna sit right here, and then you're gonna wait for your cooldowns again, and just do the same thing over again. Swing that corner, and go for her. You know what I mean? As soon as you get the opening, as soon as her cooldowns get out of whack, keep pressuring until cooldowns come out, and then play aggressive. Boom! Golden form, right? As soon as the golden form is done, we are hard W king. That is a very important cooldown, and we're up a player. Okay, there comes wall. Thing with wall goes up. I want you to this is kind of a great habit to have. As soon as Mei wall comes up, I want you to instantly shoot the middle. Always shoot middle. It's always gonna be the easiest to break because everyone's gonna shoot the middle. So always shoot middle.
Proclaiming a barrier.
Okay, we have space here. Take the space. Right, their tanks are not looking at us. We gotta count shell for the next HP. We have 650 shield. We were at 200 HP. We need to shield ourselves. Yeah. Just dying with cooldowns. That's what we're gonna call that.
Yeah.
Dying with 650 extra HP, basically.
Through hardships to the...
And that's gonna be a wipe. So,
Yeah.
that's a pretty heavy all-in from them. Okay, we also kind of respond with double support ults. The thing is, you kind of use your grasp to walk in, but once you walk in, chill here. Don't try to exert much more forward, and then from here start poking until you can go in. Does that make sense? Is this Orisa isolated at all?
Not really.
Not
No.
really, yeah. Is anyone here killable? Not really, right? Do we have any reason to really go in right now? Not really, because in this case, we ulted and they also responded with ults, right? So now our job is going to be kind of living their turn, because we already went in with Weaver ult, and we're going with Curie ult as a response, and they're going with triple ult, so we just need to kind of get out and live, right? As soon as we see them coming in, you kind of have to respect it. But it's already kind of cooked. It's all good though. So now for ult tracking, we know that the Alarian ball ult is coming up,
Back
right?
from the brink
So we have to be careful of pressing too hard onto them because the ball ult might come out, right? And separate us from our backline. So if that does happen, we just gotta be ready to peel for it and break the mines, and then we're good.
Mine. Yeah.
Great rock, I love that. Big kill, big kill. Alright, now we walk. Ball's dead, we're not worried about ball mines anymore. Now we walk. Great. So the problem with this is we got a big kill and we got a fuck ton of space. I want you to keep taking all that space that they're giving you for free. Right? And then again, we fight for that space, and if you can't hold it or your team can't back you up, then you S-key out, obviously, like you get out of that. But until then, they gave you so much space, and their squishies are killable. Chase them. But when I say chase them, I don't mean walk this way, because you're then gonna get out of the west. That's how we isolate ourselves. But walk with our team. Our team is with you. Walk up, take that space, control it. Right, and then if you can catch your squishies right here where your team can see them, that's fine. Ult them. But there's no reason to ult there until you can see their backline, basically, or until you can see the squishies. And this is good fight. This is good fighting for you. We're raising your shield. Yeah, when that happens, just stand still so you don't get double procced, and then to clear this, you just use your shield, clear just directly in front of you, clear the 2-3 mines in front of you, and then let you get healed up. And then I also believe we had grass when we died. We're about to have grass. Okay.
60 seconds remaining.
And then instantly started auto attacking to clear out the mines, but it's okay. It happens. Good try.
Everything is falling into place. To succeed, the objective must be taken. The barrier cannot withstand much more.
So an additional thing in this kind of team fight, you did pretty good, like pretty decent. Again, like you kind of know what I'm gonna say with the cooldowns, right? But it was better that fight. I want you to just kind of focus out and solo out one squishy and just keep pounding at that squishy. If the one's isolated, so for example, I believe it was a Symmetra that was over here. I might be wrong with that. I believe
Illari and Mei.
Yeah. Illari, Mei. So just pick the Illari and just keep focusing on Illari. Illari goes out, or either we kill her or she goes out, and then we just focus the Mei. So stay on one target. That way you're not shooting at 5 different people, and that way you're splitting your damage. That does not help you kill anything, right? Just focus where everyone's most convenient and out of position, and we can hit. And those kind of cleanup fights, just while we're cleaning up, basically.
The payload must move.
Divine perfection.
Good rock.
Proclaiming the barrier.
So they give us space. Let's take it. We could have gotten out of that if we were quick enough, right? We had grasp and like 500 HP in our shield, like 300 HP. We possibly could have gotten out of that, but it was kind of a tight spot, right? It's reacting a little bit faster. That's okay. It happens, right? That's not really what I'm focusing on. I just wanted to bring it up because it's kind of important, right? Because that's a fight loss. So. Don't focus on the ball too hard. He's already out. Just leave him. Right?
Yeah.
And now we can look for a flex and clean up. I want to see you look for a flux and just get super aggressive with it. As soon as this comes wall system. Oh, okay. That's great from your life keeper. Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. You could have looked for the flux a little bit earlier before the wall came up. Like as soon as you kind of got to the fight, the Orisa died. Invest the flux close at the fight, just guarantee it. Because again, that was one fight territory. You win that fight, you cap point. So.
We're almost out of time. Yes.
Yeah, you need to get in a better habit of not grasping against melee clicking or Orisa ults and stuff like that. You've kind of done it 3 times. It's just a bad habit. Try to break it. my best advice to you is just focus on literally keying out, and then if their team's shooting at you, just throw your shield up.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. Throw your shield up behind the Orisa, okay, or in front of you, depending on where the enemy team is, and then just try to key out of it. Right? That is all you can really do. Then after, if your shield breaks, then you can grasp, stabilize, whatever you need to do. Right?
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I believe there was one fight. I wasn't sure what happened to my rock when we were fighting on the point.
Okay.
In this second part of the replay, the second round, I think it was towards the end.
Ready for battle.
Spend every moment.
This fight?
I don't
This
think so
fight
before.
Or okay,
in
second
the
point?
prior fight. No, the previous fight. I feel like.
This fight?
Yeah, either this fight or the one afterwards. No. I am sure it was on point. Actually, where I'm right now aiming with the cursor in that corner. I'm pretty sure I threw there a rock and I...
Claiming the objective. An experiment failed. Claiming the objective.
Not.
Okay, that's actually next fight, yeah. Then I come back from the spawn after this.
Was it after this reset?
Yeah, next fight, I believe. Here, yeah, I just explode for mines.
Everything is falling into place. To succeed, the objective must be taken.
You know the corner where I was actually fighting the Illari and Mei? I'm sure I was throwing a rocks that way, and I wasn't sure because I didn't see really animation on the wall, you know, splashing, and nobody got like damage. I believe so.
Yeah, you hit the
Yeah,
Orisa.
here actually, yeah.
Yeah, you hit Orisa.
Okay, because I didn't notice the damage, to be honest. This one, I know
Yeah, you hit
that I
Orisa
missed.
twice, yeah.
Okay.
That's all it was. You have any other questions for me? 5?
So, mostly, if I understand it correctly, I am a bit too scared to push in when my team is pushing in.
Correct.
Also,
when
I
it is
should more
your
have
turn.
corners.
When you
Huh?
are investing cooldowns and when you're investing ultimates, I want to see you get more aggressive. And then once you are done with that, once you've invested your cooldowns and once you've invested your engagement cooldowns and your engagement ultimates, start then getting more neutral. The keyword is not getting passive; it's neutral, because you can then still make plays from a neutral standpoint and also be ready to be defensive if they start their engagement. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So basically, press on until our ultimates run out, right? And then go neutral, and then if they start engaging us, then we start playing defensive, basically.
Yeah,
makes
also I wasn't really sort of playing properly, I feel like, in
That's
the
okay.
corners, right? I should hug them more.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Hugging them more and then pairing your shield with the corner hugging is going to be great for you.
Yeah, I was too open, right?
Majority of the fights, yes. And even in the fights you were trying to hug corners, you can hug them a little bit better and try to jiggle peek a little bit more. I know that sounds kind of funny as a tank player, but if you're going to sit in that corner, they cannot really walk past you, because you're going to free shot them. They cannot ignore you. They have to clear you out.
Yeah, I understand that. I believe that's all, I think.
Okay. Well, if that is all, then, yeah.